In this episode, I'm going to be talking about why many migrants eventually leave Europe. So let me ask you a question honestly. After living in Europe for many years, have you ever thought about leaving? And this is not because you failed, but probably because something just didn't feel right, isn't it? See, when many Africans move to Europe, the plan is simple: come, work, build a life. And for many people, that plan has actually worked. But after some years, a different kind of thinking starts to appear, not loudly, but quietly. People begin to ask themselves, is this really where I want to build my life long term? And this is not something many Africans actually talk about openly, because going to Europe is often seen as a final destination sometimes, right? So thinking about living can feel confusing and even uncomfortable, right? But in reality, many migrants or many Africans consider this question at some point. So the real reason is actually very simple. People rarely leave Europe for one single reason. It's usually a combination of different things. Number one is emotional disconnect, right? Some migrants or Africans never feel at home, like never fully feel at home. They adapt, they function, but something always feels like missing, right? For example, it could be family, it could be culture, it could be a sense of belonging, and over time that feeling becomes even stronger. Number two is lifestyle reflection. So after years of working, some people begin to actually question their lifestyle. For example, is it work? Is it bills? Is it routine? They ask themselves, is this the kind of life I want long term? And number three is financial reality. Some migrants or Africans actually realize something important. They are earning, but the cost of living is also high, right? So they start thinking, if I take this experience somewhere else, could my money and lifestyle go further? Sometimes we ask ourselves those questions. And number four is identity and purpose. See, after growing in Europe, right, some Africans begin thinking beyond survival. They start asking, where do I want to build impact? Like, where do I feel most like myself? Or what kind of life eventually fulfills me? And this question can change directions completely, because it's important to understand this. Thinking about leaving Europe does not mean you failed. It means you are reflecting. It means you are thinking intentionally about your life. And that is a sign of growth, right? So migration is not just about location, it's about alignment. See, where your life, your values, and your vision come together, isn't it? So for some people, that alignment is in Europe, and for others, it may be somewhere else. So the most important thing is not, should I stay or leave? Is the real question, I feel, is where can I build the life that makes sense for me long term? Because I feel like that clarity is more powerful than following expectation. Some Africans actually stay in Europe and build a very stable life, and some leave and build a meaningful life elsewhere. Both paths actually can be valid. But what matters is intentional decision making, not pressure. But this leads to another important question many Africans struggle with before making big decisions, which is, how do you actually know if you are progressing in Europe or are you just surviving? That's what I'm going to be exploring in our next episode. And if this message resonates with you, I want you to save it, share it with someone who might be thinking about this silently, because through AEN, Africans in Europe Network, we want Africans in Europe not to just follow a path, but to understand their journey and make intentional decisions. Have a wonderful day.